boys, today we are back, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my in-depth prediction. Not in-depth because I don't train, I'm not doing the I don't know the intricacies of this sport, I'm saying, like, oh, the jab, the team. I'm just going to be giving my version of my breakdown of this fight, Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. I am the worst predictor on YouTube. Yes, I do believe everything I say. I've just had a bad track record so far in main events, like full card predictions. I've been positive every card except one since the new year. But like main and co-main, like actual predictions where I make a full video for it, I have been, shitty. I haven't, been doing the best, but it's going to turn around. We're going to go 2 for 2 here at UFC 328. And the fight I'm going to talk about first, I'm dropping a Hamzat versus Sean prediction Saturday night. We're doing the crystal ball prediction. I'll save that, for when that comes. But Josh Van versus Tatsuro Taira. I made my official whole card predictions yesterday. And I did pick Tatsuro Taira to submit Josh Van in round 2 or 3. I'm going to go round 3. I want Josh Van to win this fight, okay? I'm going to start by saying that. I do want Josh Van to win this fight. I am a Josh Van fan. That rhymed. I do like Josh Van. I think he's a slick striker. I do prefer strikers over grapplers. I genuinely hate grappling, unless Charles does it. Charles Oliveira, my GOAT, but I'm not a huge grappling fan unless they're slick submission artists. And Tatsuro Taira isn't that slick of a submission artist, you know what I'm saying? He does have good submissions. He can get the body triangle. His back take is absolutely insane. He is a high-level grappler, but I am rooting for Josh Van in this fight because I do prefer the striker. I think Josh Van's sick as fuck on the feet. I think he comes to scrap. And I am rooting for Josh Van. With that being said, I wish this was Pantoja versus Van because I feel really bad for Pantoja for what happened. Those two deserve to run it back. So I'm kind of hoping Josh Van wins so we can get Van versus Pantoja and actually have a real fight. But I do think Tatsuro Taira is unfortunately going to win this fight. And I'm not a Tatsuro Taira hater. Like, I fuck with Tatsuro Taira as well. I think he's funny on the mic. His fight style is a little boring, but that's okay. I mean, not everyone can be, fun strikers. So, I'm not a Tatsuro Taira fan. He's just not one of my favorites. But if he does win, it'll be cool. It'll be nice for Japan. Hopefully we'll get an event over there. And he's a good dude, so I will be happy. But let's get right into the actual breakdown of this card. Josh Van, man. Josh Van. Yes, he did get dropped and finished by Charles Johnson. I'm not going to be talking about that. That shit was so fucking long ago. Even though it wasn't that long ago, it was less than 2 years ago. That shit is so far removed. I just want to talk about his fight with Ray Saruya. That's the fight we are going to be focusing on here, boys. Now, I see a lot of people saying Josh Van is going to win this fight. Josh Van is going to absolutely win this fight because of this fight with Ray Saruya. This was back in March of 2025, right? Was this March 2025? Yep, March 8th, 2025. Joshua Van fought another Japanese dude, another high-level grappler, another primarily grappling-heavy guy in Ray Saruya, and he was only able to get 4 takedowns on Josh Van, shot 21. Josh Van stuffed a lot of them and just stung him up on the feet. Newsflash. Tatsuro Taira is 10 times better than Ray Saruya. I'm sorry. And this fight was 3 rounds. This fight was 3 rounds, and Ray Saruya was able to get 3 minutes and 49 seconds of control time. Yes, it was a lot of cage work. It was a lot of fence shit. It was a lot of boring fucking shit. But Josh Van was able to shuck off those takedowns and land on the feet. He was a way better striker than Saruya, popping his head back with every shot. Josh Van did win this fight 30-27 on damage. Ray Saruya was genuinely just fucking diving for the legs every 5 seconds. Now, I don't think that's what Tatsuro Taira is going to do. I don't think he's going to be diving for the legs every 5 seconds. I think he's going to get the takedown when it comes. You know what I'm saying? He likes to body lock. He likes to get close, clinch, and then drag down his opponents instead of straight double leg like American wrestlers. So I think this is a different style. Yes, Ray Saruya shot a lot of takedowns, but They weren't the same type of takedown. It was shittier takedowns. He's not as good, okay? I'm going to be honest. Tatsuro Taira is 10 times better than Ray Saruya. And Josh Van did do good in this fight, but I don't know why. I always just think that the primarily grappling heavy dude always wins against the primarily striking heavy guy. Like, when have we seen, other than Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez recently, when have we seen the primarily striking guy do good against the wrestling guy? Like, it just doesn't happen. All the Russians, when they go against all the better striking guys, they always just dominate in the grappling. Charles dominated Max in the grappling, even though we dominated him on the feet. We could have kept that fight standing. We decided to go. We could have decided to strike that whole entire fight with Max Holloway, but we decided to outstrike him on the feet and then take him down. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the primarily grappling heavy dudes always fucking beat the primarily striking guys. So I don't think this is going to be an easy fight by any means. Do I think Josh Van is going to go out and win, one of the first 2 rounds? Yeah, I think he's going to shuck off some takedowns. I think he is going to not get taken down. I think he's going to sting Tatsuro Taira on the feet. I think he is way better than Tatsuro Taira on the feet. If Josh Van can shuck off Tatsuro Taira's takedowns and not get taken down for 3 rounds at least, like he did against Ray Saruya, Tatsuro Taira is in genuine trouble. Brandon Royval was able to, negate the grappling, which also is a little... Should I just change my pick in the middle of this video? I can't. I need to go with my gut. I've changed my pick so many times on so many fights when I should have just went with my gut. I think Tatsuro Taira is going to get it done. Now, if Josh Van is able to shuck off those takedowns, Tatsuro Taira is not going to get finished, because I think he's tough enough to not get finished, but it's going to be a long night. It's going to be like the Brandon Royval fight, where Josh Van is just going to go straight at Tatsuro Taira, just like Brandon Royval did, put the pressure on him, put the pace on him, and just wilt and break him in the striking. But I think Tatsuro Taira is on a different level. I think he's just on a genuine different level. I think he is going to be able to take down Josh Van. Not easily. I think Josh Van is going to have some success in the beginning of this fight, but in rounds 2 and 3, Tatsuro Taira, he's gonna get a takedown, and he's so slick on. I can just see him. I could kind of see him lifting up Josh Van off of his feet, throwing him down, and then just immediately hooking onto the back and getting the body triangle. Like, I could just vividly so fucking see that. So I think that's what's going to happen. And I think when he gets the back, I think he's going to finish Josh Van. We haven't seen Josh Van in like a horrible position on the ground. I could be wrong. Ray Saruya didn't have him in a horrible position. He was just like holding him up against the fence because he just couldn't get the takedown. Josh Van was just good enough to not get actually taken down. He just got smudged up against the fence. I don't think we've ever seen Josh Van in a fucking sticky situation. And this dude is only like 23 years old. How old is Josh Van? He's 24. But same thing. He started training when he was like 18. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, oh my gosh, I just think Tatsuro Taira is going to get it done. I can't like explain myself. It's just a feeling, you know what I'm saying? I am the worst predictor on YouTube, so this could go fucking absolutely horrible for me, but I just feel it, bro. I feel like it just sounds so stupid. It sounds so stupid. Josh Van has no pop either. He has no pop. Lucas Tracy, he has no pop. Does he have thud? Not really either. Josh Van is just a volume level striking guy. He's a pitter pat. Tit for tat. He's not a tit for tat fighter. Sorry, that's disrespectful. He's a pitter pat. You know what I'm saying? He goes forward though. Lots of pressure, lots of volume. So I could see this fight going either Josh Van just breaks Tatsuro Taira in the last like 3 rounds, or Tatsuro Taira just goes out there and gets the finish in the 3rd round, like I'm predicting. I think he's gonna get it done. That Brandon Royval loss is a little concerning, because Brandon Royval, not the highest of high levels. Obviously, he's a top 5 flyweight, but he's not like exceptional at anything. That's a little concerning. Tatsuro Taira didn't really even beat Alex Perez either. I mean, obviously he beat him, but he just compromised his leg from just getting on his back. So I don't know, guys. As I'm making this video, I'm a little like, okay, Josh Van might genuinely just shuck off all these takedowns and show levels. But I think Tatsuro Taira's striking is better than Ray Saruya's. I think he'll have a little bit of success on the feet as well. Not get pieced up like Ray Saruya did. And then at the grappling, I think it's just a different level with the grappling. I am going Tatsuro Taira, 3rd round submission, rear naked choke. Or he could just pound him out like he did to Brandon Moreno. He could also just ground and pound TKO him. Like, I just see Josh Van getting in vulnerable positions, bro. What he did to Brandon Moreno was very impressive, Tatsuro Taira. Although Brandon Moreno is kind of like at the fucking tail end of his career. I don't know, man. I was really confident in my pick, and now I'm feeling like Josh Van might just pull it off. I'm not going to lie, and just shuck off all the takedowns and just sting Tatsuro Taira up on the feet. No, Tatsuro Taira is decent on the feet. He did get pieced up by Brandon Royval. Oh my God, am I dumb? It's too late, bro. It's too late. I already made the thumbnail. I'm already 10 minutes into this video. There's no going back. Tatsuro Taira will win this fight by third round, rear naked choke submission over Joshua Van. He will fight Manel Kape in the first event back in Japan after Tatsuro Taira wins the belt. Manel Kape slimes out Kyoji Horiguchi because Horiguchi is fucking overrated and not good and not UFC level. I said it. Kape will win that fight, and then Tatsuro Taira versus Manel Kape in Japan. Book it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tatsuro Taira by third round submission. Book it. We are righting the wrongs of my terrible predictions. Starting now, Tatsuro Taira will win. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of this prediction in the comments. I'm excited for the fights. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.